Mushrooms and Dragons, Season 6, Episode 4, MudFossils in Space. This episode will be based off of Roger Spurr and his YouTube channel, which is called MudFossil University. Roger claims everything in space is biological, which includes the planets, the moons, the comets, the asteroids, and the meteorites. Roger is claiming that asteroid Bennu is a heart from a once blood-pumping heart, and now is a fossil. He is also claiming that the asteroid Psyche is also a fossil to a once blood-pumping heart. When I bring up an image of a heart, we could see that there is a top part of a heart with a lot of valves, and there is a bottom part of a heart, almost like a bucket shape. Roger is claiming that the top part that I drew a green circle around was broken off, and what we are looking at these comets are just the bottom part to the heart. And the holes that we see in the comets are not craters, but part of the valves that came from the top part leading down into the bottom part. In this next image, we have Comet P67, and Roger is claiming it is a hip socket. To what? He is not sure, but he seems pretty sure that it is a hip socket. Roger is claiming that the interstellar object known as Oumuamua is a finger. Which finger is it? I am not sure. An asteroid named Vesta has a gigantic circle named Rhea Silvia. Rhea Silvia is about 300 miles in diameter and as nearly as wide as the entire asteroid. Now we're going to move into larger space rocks like the moons, but they're not rocks. They are biological fossils. And our moon has a large circle on it, and it's called the South Pole Aitken Basin. Also, on the dark side of our moon is the Mare Orientale, a so-called multi-ringed crater. Does that look like a crater to you? Not to me. Located on Jupiter's moon named Callisto has Valhalla, and Valhalla is the largest multi-ringed, what they call crater, in our solar system, named after Norse mythology. Epigeus is the largest so-called crater on Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, and it is over 3,200 miles in diameter. One of Saturn's moons, called Tethys, has a so-called crater named Odysseus. Another one of Saturn's moons, called Iapetus, with so-called gigantic craters. Saturn's moon, called Mimas, also has a so-called crater called Herschel. We could keep going listing moons and gigantic so-called craters all over the moons, but we're going to move into the planets, starting with planet Mercury, and this yellow gigantic so-called crater in the center is called the Caloris Basin. The so-called Meade crater is the largest so-called crater on Venus with a diameter of 174 miles. The dwarf planet Ceres has a geological feature named Kirwan. It is a so-called impact basin, and it is extremely shallow for its size and lacks a central peak. I did a rough outline to show you where it is. All right, enough of the so-called space rocks. But if you're from the 80s, we like to call them space balls. Now let's get into Roger Spurr's theory about all these biological space balls and why they have these circular shapes, these giant circular shapes, sometimes multiple ringed circles. Roger is claiming that they are tendon balls, which we call enthesis, tendon enthesis, which are in the shape of balls. This is where me and Roger butt heads, because no, I don't think that those giant space balls are tendon balls. Yo, Roger, what the hell are you thinking, my brother? No, I got two theories, and each one of my theories blows away your tendon enthesis theory. A quick Google search, and I found the perfect image to explain my theory. This is the Roman gods' family tree. The Roman gods were a family, a biological family. And who are the Roman gods? I circled some of the more famous names that you should all recognize. Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Minerva. Minerva is probably not as famous as the rest of them, but they are the planets. They are the space balls that we all know. And then I found the identical image, but just the Greek gods' family tree, because the Greek people spoke a different language from the Roman people. But yet, it's still the same family. Uranus and Cronus, Zeus, Athena, Ares, Hermes, Aphrodite. Now I'm going to read Greek and Roman history to help you understand my theory. In Greek so-called mythology, Athena was believed to have been born from the forehead of her father Zeus, and Zeus is planet Jupiter. And in Roman history, the myth of Minerva's birth follows that of Athena. Roman history says that Vulcan, who was another god, used a hammer to split Jupiter's head, and from the cleft in Jupiter's head, Minerva was born as a grown adult in full battle armor. Most likely it means that she was born with smoke and fire resembling a flaming comet. When a biological entity gives birth to another biological entity, they are usually attached by an umbilical cord. And if you look, you could see the giant circle on the space ball that was just born. So when the umbilical cord breaks off, there should be a circle or a multi-ringed circle left on it. Now, my second theory is not as good as my first theory, but it's still better than Roger Spurr's tendon ball theory. And what the theory is comes from Norse mythology, the Vikings. They have a theory about the Yggdrasil, the tree of life, which connects the 9 realms, or the 9 planets, each planet attached to a branch or a stem. And we all have eaten fruits that are attached to a plant or a tree, and when the stem breaks off, there is a circle left on the fruit. Well, if these planets broke off of the Yggdrasil, each one of the planets would have the circle that was once where the stem came out of. Yeah, it's not a great theory, but it's still better than Roger Spurr's tendon ball theory. And you guys should all remember this from season 2 when I taught about planet Jupiter. Thursday is named after the mighty Thor, Thor's Day, and Thor is planet Jupiter. Odin is Wednesday, which is Mercury. Freya is Friday, which is Venus. Mars is Tuesday, which is Tyr. Sunday is the sun. Monday is the moon. I would love to see Dragon Master Roger Spurr come back with his theory and prove that my theories are wrong, and all of the giant space balls up in space are microscopic tendon balls. I just think that's preposterous. But if he has proof, I'm willing to listen. But if he doesn't, well, then he should be willing to listen to our theories. I really like our first theory because when you think about all the different people on the planet that spoke different languages, but yet you keep finding the same story. In Hindu, Shiva, who is Jupiter, gave birth to Vishnu, which would be Athena or Minerva. And when you go to Egypt, you find Isis, who would be Jupiter, giving birth to Horus. And if you go to the King James Bible, it says that the goddess Diana fell from Jupiter. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I've made a video, and hopefully I'll keep making them. Bye guys, love you.